Tales of Loss? I'm actually gonna get to Endwalker today. It's finally happening, y'all. The Dawn Trail. The Dawn Trail is real. Well, it will be real in about a month. Hello. Yes. 5.55. I was really mean to Final Fantasy last night. Maybe a little bit deservingly so, but I have to actually figure out what the fuck is Endwalker even going to be about? Because I don't actually know yet. I know Garlemald is in some shit because of our favorite antagonist, Xenos. Beyond that, I don't know. Where are we going? Alright, Alize. Come on, buddy. Wow. 5.55. Let's do this. And maybe unlock Sage. Maybe unlock Sage. I think we're unlocking Sage today. We should finish 5.55. With plenty of time to do Sage. Tekka, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. If you come hoping for tidings from Kyle, I'm afraid we're still waiting, but we do have some odd scraps of news to share. Fuck, I never updated my notes, actually. Whatever, I'll do it later. Scrap, she says. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation well in hand, thanks in no small part to Hori, Boulder, and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the Beast Tribes are going even better than expected. Encouraged by Uldar's progress with the Amalja, Gridania has opened negotiation with the Ixal, believe it or not. Oh, cool, got that squared away. Did I actually write down... Where are my notes, even? Oh, God. All of which is obviously very encouraging. But with the Telephori, I don't remember how to pronounce that, actually, still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. I should actually write... Yeah, okay, I did write them down at some point. Ooh, a bus. What are we talking about? It's neat that Estinian is a scion. Now he can be a character again. Actually, I don't know what he's even going to do. He hasn't really had much character development since Heavensward, has he? Has he? Am I forgetting stuff? I feel like I must be forgetting stuff. But I can't think of anything, so I'm just gonna assume I'm right. Begging your pardon, but I come bearing an invitation from the Alliance. A council? A council meeting is due to be held in Alamigo, and your attendance is humbly requested. Jesus Christ, how many council meetings are we gonna have in Alamigo? We were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? I believe the intention is to share news of recent developments and discuss what measures might be taken to combat the Telephori in concert with our new allies. The Beast Tribes have also been invited. It is hoped they will join us in the fight against our common foe. So the Alliance would bring all the Beast Tribes into the fold at a single stroke. An ambitious plan, given the delicacy of the negotiations, but mayhap an expedient one, considering the threat we face. Indeed, milady. And for their part, I am told the Beast Tribes have agreed to attend. If the Scions, too, are present, all of Eorzea will be represented. Alright, damn. Who runs Mordona? To arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking, not only diplomatically but practically. Pray, inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for Alamigo without delay. Then I will bear your answer thither with all haste. We look forward to receiving you at the Royal Palace. Neat! We're gaming. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I move that you and Ishtola lead our contingent. Given how long you have worked to end summoning, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. God, didn't Alfino have a little bit of British twang to him or something? I think we've all played our part in that little endeavor. Don't you think, Decca? All present may rightly claim a seat. I do quite agree. But by your leave, I believe I shall remain here and lend what assistance I can to the coordination of our defensive efforts. I'm not coming either. Emmerich will be there, and I'd rather not be interrogated. Very well. Very well then. While those with a mind to hold the fort get on with holding it, I suggest the rest of us make for Alamigo. Shall we? How many meetings in Alamigo have we had over the past, like, 5 patches? It just keeps going. Kickoff meeting after kickoff meeting after kickoff meeting. Being Ellison of like age, it's possible we have interests in common. Mayhap I shall begin by lending him a favorite trees to from my collection. God, Istinian, please try not to bully Urianger. Oh God, I really hope they become friends. It would also be very bemusing if, like, they just get pissed off at each other, but I really want to come back and Urianger and Istinian are just having tea and discussing treatises. That would be so fucking funny. They don't exactly seem like men, but I could see them having something in common to discuss. Right. Oh, some of you guys have yet to arrive. The Alliance leaders are all present. Shall I show you in? Let's do it! Oh, fuck, I forgot. I need to buy healer gear for Sage. I need to get up to level 80 gear for that, for a healer. That should be fun. Oh, Hean's here! What's up, man? I expected a short Lalafell, but no. Wow! We really... Well, I was gonna say we should get chairs, but I feel like half of those...
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would! Ah! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood.
Oh, I just realized they have a face.
Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
You kill everyone inside.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'Stola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome.
I think it's cute the Scions get an entire half of the table. And all the world leaders get the other half. So that's good, I assume. Traditional Sahuagin greeting, right?
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus.
To be fair, I feel like that is something that Admiral Merlwib does.
A little tricky without gills, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
Do you need a
We
glass of water?
kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future as allies united in purpose.
Well, that's nice. Uh-oh.
Ah! Make mock of the Ixal, the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets, pits brother against brother. Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise be!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Uh-huh.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
Oh, you should not give me this power. Wait, hang on. What would I want to name? Okay, if I wasn't being stupid, I would just call it the Eorzean Alliance. Because what else? Keep the name going. If I did want to be stupid, What's the worst name that I can come up with for this? Beast Buddies is like the closest I can get to anything even remotely funny. Well, it's funny to me. Is this going to be a dialogue option? Oh, take a shot at Alfino. Let's go. One moment, please. This is... I don't know yet.
Might I suggest the Grand Company of Eorzea? I remember a certain someone pondering it once upon a time, and it seems as fitting a name as any.
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
It's very cute that Alize is the one who takes a shot at Alfino, actually.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
Aww. He's got some
How long have we
determination.
dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
It's not quite world peace, but we're getting there, buddy. Avano seems less than jubilant. May his thoughts still be occupied by Arnvald. Fair fucking enough. Right. Let's go, Alfino. We got a plan. Well, we don't have a plan in place, but we got to come up with a plan. Well, now that we are out of earshot of the other delegates, I hope you will forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot upon these shores, and that I was heartened as anyone to see the people of Eorzea pledge their solidarity. Yet, even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was a conflict to come, of the sacrifices that would be made and the lives lost. Inevitabilities that I still struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company of Eorzea is the first step. The first of many. Many and more. Robin? No. Oh, what's up? Wait, I can remember her name. She's the Grand Seed Seer. I remember she's the first. I started in her goddamn city. I feel like I should remember who she is. No. Elder Seed Seer, not Grand Seed Seer. I was close. I knew she was a Seed Seer. That's what I'm taking that point. How might we be of service? I seek Master Alfino's assistance in a matter involving Gridania's neighbors, the Sylphs. I know that you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, the better to predict the coming of primals, and so you will be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash Crown Consortium. And through their dealings, they have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so. It is our hope that we may make use of the Sylphs' established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. Yet there remain certain practical differences between a trade consortium and a grand company. If the Sylphs are to perform their task effectively, they will require the counsel of one versed in the operational aspects of an armed force. An armed force founded with the self-same goal in mind, no less. The Crystal Braves, yes. Forgive me, Master Alfino. I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. You can't possibly fuck it up twice, buddy. It's fine. In my hubris, I plotted a course for the crystal waves which stretched far beyond the Order's initial conception. One intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. But my plans all came to naught. Built upon a frail foundation of lofty ideals, the Order was doomed from the first to collapse under the weight of more worldly interests. And I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. Mayhap I ask too much of you. Not at all. You may count upon my assistance for what little it is worth. By your leave, I shall prepare a report, including a list of recommendations drawing on the lessons I learned from the failures of the crystal waves. You have my gratitude, Master Alphino, and my trust. When your report is ready, pray, share it directly with the Sylphs. With your guidance and the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt but that our fellowship shall emerge from the shadow of the Telaforian flourish. Until next we meet, my friends. Cute. Do we get to talk with everyone, or do we just talk with her, or did we talk with her because I started in Gridania? I have so many questions. Before committing anything to writing, there are a number of people whose thoughts I should like to hear. Former braves, you understand. Might you join me in seeking them out? Well, as if you have to ask. What else am I gonna do, buddy? I don't want to sass him. He's in an emotionally vulnerable place right now. Thank you. As someone who's witnessed the Order's rise and fall, yours would be a reassuring presence. I'll join you. If you're planning to canvass the opinions of your former comrades, it would be a lot quicker if we shared the task of questioning them. Then mayhap Gwaha can lend a hand as well. I shall accompany Thancred back to the Rising Stones. Between us, I dare say we should be able to provide an accurate enough account of the day's events. We should be glad of your company, Gwaha. I shall explain the details on the way. User feedback time. Right, sick. What's the plan? Fair fucking enough, same brain cell. So what's the plan, brother mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I propose is largely written. Not long after that fateful day in Ul'dah, I penned a detailed account of the organization's history, from the events that led to its inception to the failings that brought about its demise. This I did primarily as a means of taking some semblance of responsibility. Never did I imagine that it might later be referred to by those seeking to form a similar organization. And while I made every attempt to be objective, the account was mine alone. Its events viewed from my singular perspective. For it to be of use, however, it must be brought in to encompass the viewpoints of all involved. Only then can it answer... Question, namely, why, after the Crystal Braves disbanded, did some members choose to remain with us while others did not? It seems to me to be the crucial question. Okay. I see. You think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new Grand Company together. And that this knowledge might help us to prevent it from falling apart when those bonds are inevitably tested. That is my hope, yes. But the questions I would ask are uncomfortable to some. As the former commander of the Crystal Braves, I doubt that those who abandon the cause would welcome my inquiries. I think Gwaha and I will just have to try. Meanwhile, the two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. Well, a fine suggestion. Have care, however. Certain of my former comrades are of questionable character. So keep your wits about you, and let us reconvene in Gridania later on. Yeah, Muz. If you have no objections, I have a mind to begin by speaking with Riol and Alian. If memory serves, the two of us then will be attending an intelligence briefing at Castrum Orions. Let us seek them out there. Right, hell yeah, let's go. Oh, God. Ooh, I wonder if we're gonna go back. No, I was gonna wonder if we were gonna go back through all the previous expansions, but I assume not. Do I recognize you two? I meant to click on Alian. I vaguely recognize Alian. I think her uncle or something was in charge of that manor. Well, look who it is. And what brings you two here? Wouldn't have anything to do with a big meeting, would it? Suplex. In a manner of speaking, I've been assigned a task, you see, for which I require the assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. Thankfully, there's a bus section that runs through here. We all runs a spy network when Thancred is busy. Neat. So, you want to know why we decided to stick with the science, eh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. As Rio will attest, I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. For my negligence, I was captured along with many others, and we were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Scions, I hope to redeem myself, and I will continue to serve the cause for as long as I am able. But that wasn't my only reason. When we finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. And in spite of everything that had happened, everything you had suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. We would not have blamed you had you turned us away, but when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but try to repay it? Nothing, that's what. As for me own tale, well, I've always felt the Science has something in common with me old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. Wasn't he part of that bullshit quest line where we had to do a bunch of stupid quests? The people who stopped Leviathan originally, I don't remember their names. The company of heroes. Wait, wouldn't that mean that shouldn't he have the Echo, actually? The strong. That was our creed, and I still strive to live by it to this day. But as time goes on, I've learned that strength comes in many shapes and sizes. From Ori Boulder to Mistress Tataru, we've all of us got something to offer. And not one of us is doing it for personal gain. Because we believe there's more important things than that, things worth protecting. Which is what being a Scion's all about. They had to put down their tempered comrades, and boy howdy, I'm sure that doesn't have any PTSD attached to it. Yeah, probably not. I am at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. You know, it occurs to me that we never saw I was gonna say we never saw a Scion get tempered. Depends on whether you count Thancred. I kinda don't. Forgive me, Deca. Could you... Why do you think Crystal Braves ended in failure? Did a Scion ever get tempered? I guess Thancred counts. Okay, yeah. No, it was different. I don't remember what led up to him getting tempered. I surely do New Game Plus at some point. Oh, well, it's founding ideals are something to be proud of. But ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swab who signed up with good intentions, there was another who was in it, only in it for the coin, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band. And while I will never forgive Elbert, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it for all the wrong reasons, eh? Only takes one bad apple, they say, and the Braves had a barrel full of them. Not like the Scions. We might look like a ragtag bunch of misfits, but deep down, we've all got that shared sense of purpose. Well, and why? Because Taro sifted out all the glory hunters before they made it through the door. I see. So while our ranks comprise a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strengths, we are all united in purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer to it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. About how part of his job involved putting down all the people that were lost to the Ifrit shenanigans. Wow, there was a lot I missed when I didn't understand what was going on. Part of the benefit of playing through Another Crab's Treasure and Solaris is that at the end of them I could like think back on the complete experience of what was like 8 hours. Meanwhile, I'm trying to remember the shared experience of a 16-day, 3-hour, 12-minute game. What is 24 times 16? It's, I believe 384. Well, I was completely wrong. So almost 400 hours in this game. Slightly longer. Slightly. Agamus of late? I don't know who that is. Well, I think we've taken up enough of our colleagues' time, and I am conscious that less life-affirming testimonies await. Let us make our way to Gridania and hear what the others have learned. Yo! Alright, later. Okay, but how many times do I have to reread all of Final Fantasy XIV before I start to enjoy Dump Truck Man as a character? What is his name? Oh, before I forget, actually. What's the name of the man who's dummy thick? I cannot remember it. It's completely skipping my brain. Xenos! There we go. I remembered. Took me a second, but I remembered. He's not even caked up anymore. Right, let me really quick pick up as much of the maximum healer stuff as I can. Because this is probably what I'm going to be rolling into Endwalker with to start at least. Sage's Arm. Hell yeah, gamer. Pants. Boots. There we go. Okay. Stuff to deal with later. Actually, if you really paid attention and talked to all the signs between Aoife and Titan stuff, you could probably draw a fairly straight line from Thancred as to put down all the tempered people after Aoife to Thancred is suppressed enough that Lahabwe can get the drop on him and possess him. Neat. I think there is something to be said, for the record, about, you know what, I'm going to save myself 300 gil. There is something to be said, for the record, about a story that doesn't need 400 hours of dialogue to be interesting. But it would be fun to go back and, look at all the shit that Final Fantasy XIV throws at you again. As much as I have basically purposely just sort of mainlined the main story and not taken in all the additional context, I am aware that that is a suboptimal way to enjoy it. I just think the optimal way to enjoy it is scary and slightly boring. Particularly having to write up my notes for more conversations with Alian and Riol. All that remains is to add Alize and Graha's findings, whatever they may be. When Alize sets her mind to something, there is no stopping her. And her mind was truly set on finding former braves. For a while, I even feared what she might do to them. But in the event, she was admirably civil. For the most part. Well, thanks to Taro's ever-dependable intelligence, we managed to track down a handful of former braves without any great difficulty. Some were forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Alvino, some of the comments were, harsh. I can well imagine, but their opinions are no less vital to my report. I seek the unvarnished truth. And then just loud beeping from all the swears that people threw at the crystal waves. Right, thank you. I'll set about adding your findings to my own at once. In the meantime, pray go on ahead to Little Solus and seek out Elder Frixio. I will join you anon. Leave me to attend to my report and join the others in Little Solus. I shan't keep you waiting long. I know how playful the sylphs can be. Absolutely true. They had 10 years to build the story and lore. True. Okay. Here's what's got me stuck on that. I think it's neat that going through all the side quests and everything does probably greatly enhance your enjoyment of the story. I just think that the MSQ should probably stand on its own a lot more than people seem to want to give it credit for. Maybe I'm misremembering the way that people have said stuff before about like not mainline the MSQ and stuff. But I do think that it does stand on its own. I agree with you, asterisk. The supporting documents adjacent lore. I don't know. I have to think more about it. I don't really have a good, like, a coherent... My overall feeling on Final Fantasy XIV right now, and this is probably going to be phrased wrong / be wrong, but I need to speak through it for a second. My overall feeling on Final Fantasy XIV is, well, it's inherently conflicting. I like the game. I like a lot of the story. I think that there are a lot of sections in this game that are just like straight up bad. Just like actively like not enjoyable. And I think that the people who like the game the most will take those sections and use them as sort of building blocks into other sections. Be like, oh, well, yeah, no, the mining town is kind of boring, but it enhances later parts in Shadowbringers to have that experience. I think that in my brain, for my current understanding of everything as well, people also sort of use that for... get the same type of enjoyment out of a lot of side quests and additional community stuff. Like, yeah, you enjoy, let's say, the death of Orchifont a lot more if you were part of the community for like the 4 years, 2 or 3 years leading up into Heavensward, where apparently he was a community favorite, and I'm sure there were a lot of people hyping him up, so that like people were a lot more emotionally attached to him, is my understanding of it. I don't think that this is... Okay, I am phrasing this in the harshest way I possibly can, because it kind of gets my point across, even though it says my point badly. I don't think that a bunch of side quests and supporting lore, making Horshifont's death more emotionally resonant with people makes Orchifont's death like good from a story perspective. Personally, I thought I need to think of something that's like actively bad in the story, but Orchifont's death is just like the biggest example I can think of where my experience of it was completely disconnected from everyone else's. because everyone else was really sad that Orshifont died, like big dramatic moment, and I was just like, oh, well, I guess that's sad, I guess. He was a character I had some vague ideas of who he was, because I just played the MSQ. Yeah, this is all also, like, based on, like, not really knowing. The specifics aren't really the important part. What the sort of central point may be that I'm trying to sort of form in my brain here is that I think a lot of people really enjoy a lot of Final Fantasy XIV main story quest stuff because they have a lot of other experiences with the community and with external content that sort of build up the characters and their emotional attachment to it in such a way that, from my experience, people have been very forgiving or even positive towards stuff which is just like not very good writing. At least that's phrased way too harshly. It might just be that there were parts of the story that I just didn't enjoy personally, or parts that I didn't get. I know that when I got to the end of Solaris, I really was confused and really didn't like it until I dug into the actual meaning of the story more and finally got all the connections that I was missing. There's a joke. I was part of the community and it still hit me like a truck. Yeah, that's why it's sort of like, it's an overall feeling that I get. I don't think it's accurate. I don't think what I just said was right. It is something that's lodged in the back of my skull that I'm trying to sort of process, and is definitely my viewpoint going into Endwalker. I don't think it's 100% right, but I don't know why it's wrong yet. I know something's in the back of my mind. I know what I just said is wrong, but I'm still sort of like processing through my feeling of the story. I just feel like you're rushing. To be fair, I've been playing this game for like a year and a half at this point. How long? I actually can tell you the exact day where I started, because I still have the tweet saved of me going, oh, I just realized I can stream Final Fantasy XIV, and maybe that'll be a fun experience. How little I knew back then. Let's see. I started streaming this game March 6th, 2023. So I've played it over the course of about a year. When you go through Endwalker, I'll be able to tell you much more specifically about side quest impacts on MSQ. True. Yeah. I don't know. I think the one thing that we can definitely all agree on is that I am way more negative about this game than a lot of other people are. I have a lot more criticisms. I still like the game. I wouldn't be playing the game if I didn't have fun with it. I am aware that I've been a lot harsher towards Final Fantasy XIV than I feel like a lot of people are. Maybe not always deservedly so, but in other cases, it's Fandaniel. So, you know. That's mean. I don't know where Fandaniel is going yet. In other cases, it's 5.4. So, you know. We'll see how we go. I'm excited to experience Dawn Trail with everyone and sort of process it alongside them. Welcome, Brave One and friends of Brave One. How good it is to see walking ones again so soon after the meeting. Should this one perform the customary dance of greeting? That's a cute callback. Oh, no, no. Be at ease. It is true that these ones once delighted in making walking ones dance, but no more. Horned one Kani Senna said that walking ones would be coming to Little Solus. Imperial ones also invaded Sylphlands and abducted many of these ones, so these ones will be glad to bear messages between fighting friendly ones. That's heartening to hear, Elder. It will require all ones to work in unison to stop the pt34. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones have little experience. Any advice walking ones can provide would be most welcome. I will say flat out, though, and I know that I do have, like, a deadline. Taking a year and 2 months so far to play through the game and having that be rushing, it's fucking wild. As a, like, when you actually take that, put it on the table, stand back for a second, and, like, look at it. That's a wild fucking sentence. It's a 10-year-long MMO. I know, but still. It's 10... How much of that is content versus how much of that is sides? How much of that is main story quest versus how much of that is side quests? People work 5 years to make... Okay. Grand Theft Auto 5 took, like, what, 7, 8 years to develop? And it's like a 40-hour story, maybe? You know all that side stuff you're not doing, Will? Yeah, Bryce. You know all that side stuff I'm not doing, and it's still taken me a year and 2 months? 14 months? Like it's a goddamn baby. I have to refer to it in months. Do you know how many Solarises I could fit in that time? Final Fantasy 14. Oh my god, it's all connected. Elix, you're so... Wait a second. When exactly did I start playing this game? Oh man. Damn it. When Dawn Trail comes out, it will be just longer than 14 months since I started playing it. Fuck. Mad. We were so close to greatness. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones have little experience. Any advice walking ones can provide would be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one, and in quite a hurry, it seems. Alisaie, you must come quickly. Whatever's the matter, Alfino? Don't tell me, you couldn't read my handwriting. No! A Twin Adder officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Charlene has sent an envoy, who is due to arrive in Gridania at any moment. An envoy? Could it be that Kyle has managed to sway the Forum? We shall know soon enough, but there is more. The envoy has requested that the two of us attend the audience with the Elder Seedseer. Really? I can see why they might want Scions to be present, but us specifically... Wait, it isn't who I think it is? Father? Dad? Dad? It is. I could scarcely believe myself, but when I acquired us to the envoy's identity, I was told it would be one, Oh, fuck off. Forchonalt? Forchon...
Fourchenant.
Fourchenant Levier? Your father? Well now, the fact that a serving member of the Forum had journeyed here would be surprise enough. But him... Quite. I gleaned from this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but why him and not one of the other 98 Forum members? Unless he volunteered for it. It has been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he is concerned for your well-being? I don't think that's the case. Perhaps. But he has always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed. And whenever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. And nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet with him after so long, even if it is secondary to his true purpose here. Elder Fixio, though I am to cut our visit short, we must return to Gridania. Pray, accept my apologies, along with my report. That means that if you want to comment to keep busy for twice as long as you've been playing, obviously, if the next pack gives us enough MSQ to take under a month, people are going to take some time to engage in all that side content. Yeah, I just don't find... I understand why they have the volume of content. It just doesn't make the volume good by like, I understand why it took me so long to get through all of this, but my problem isn't that there's a lot of content. My problem is there was a lot of content, and there were some fucking holes in that content. Never mind. There'll be time to talk later. This one won't keep walking once for more urgent matters. Go. The audience will be held at the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seedseer awaits even now. Let's be on our way. I'll be honest. I was looking over here to see what the next main story quest and to click on it so I could teleport. And having my eyes looking over here and just immediately reading the word swift breeding was like getting kicked in the face by a horse. I was not ready for like just seeing that randomly with zero context. No one told you to play the award-winning expansion Stormblood. Hey! I liked Stormblood more than I liked Heavensward. I think Stormblood might be my favorite expansion. I don't know. Though that is with definitely the benefit of hindsight and a lack of memory as to all the shit that we probably had to go through in Stormblood that I don't remember. I would have to go through and play through like New Game Plus before I actually knew whether or not I like Stormblood or Shadowbringers better. I definitely look at Stormblood as way more interesting, or at least it played with its interesting parts more, whereas Shadowbringers had very good character building and fascinating lore implications, but I still don't like Emmett Selk as an antagonist. Welcome, Warrior of Light. Yeah. Will, you forgot Tiamat was an Ozzy's Law. Are you sure you remember Heavensward enough to compare? I remember really not liking Heavensward until the first half of Heavensward. I remember having this thought very clearly. I thought the first half of Heavensward was just like bad, like Alone We're Born levels in terms of enjoyment. The second half was pretty good, and the post game in Heavensward was excellent. That's what I remember. It definitely ramped up in quality, but I very much remember the first half of Heavensward just not being very enjoyable for me. Now, again, probably if I played through it again, I would have very different opinions, but I remember having that opinion at the time. In that same vein, the first half of Stormblood, I also remember now not liking very much. Whereas Shadowbringers, I liked the whole way through. So, fair enough. Established with viewers, not least the studio. As Alize and I were constantly reminding our time there as an example of what can be achieved through absolute democracy. And much of Fortunal Levier. He is a gifted speaker, known amongst others for the uncompromising application of foreign policy. Alright, well, let's do it. My friends, I thank you all for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Fortunal's visit took us quite by surprise. When the Alliance granted Mistress Kyle permission to request Charlene's aid, we did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover. Yeah, I don't anticipate this being good, considering we need to send up conflict for Endwalker. Presumably. And then there's this dude. I don't know what's going on in the Azim Steppe. I read about you in my book.
I thank you for granting me this audience.
That's a pleasing voice.
I am Fortuno Leveilleur, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuneau, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
Fortuneau.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health.
Damn, his coat is kind of cool, though.
Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisoix, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
This is not good news. He is not giving us good news.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the primals.
I just realized they're gonna have to take all these screenshots and redo them in the new graphics engine, aren't they?
Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
Cunt.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
Didn't you have a section of your nation, like, erased by the...
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald. One in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
It was literally called the 7th Umbral Calamity!
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves. But if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline.
I have opinions about this character. I'm about to turn this cutscene into a cutscene. Oh God. Y'all remember my reaction to Emmett Selk's smugness, so you know how much I hate smug characters. But oh boy, don't you dare disrespect my fucking children, you massive fucking mophead.
I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure?
You name brand toilet brush, Jesus!
For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice?
I am calm. Life.
It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
At least it is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. At least he admits he's a fucking dumbass. Oh, I'm willing to go hostile with this. To ignore the play of those who one might conceivably say is not wisdom is indolence.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike him, you should know better.
Bitch, these two kids literally saved your life like 3 times over while you went and sat on your stupid fucking
By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphino, Alizé, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
What the fuck?
What?
Father.
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
This has gone from a person being an asshole to just like actively bad writing. This character has been in a scene for 4 minutes and disowned his fucking children!
Master Fourcheneau, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Oh my god, you Elon Musk reply guy.
Father! Wait! Don't bother, Alizé!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
Those are his dad's words you're throwing in his face? Aw, sick. Also, what the fuck? I was expecting things to go bad. I was not expecting the man to disown his children. If there's one thing that we've proved here, considering their grandfather's opinion, I have one opinion about some dipshit who shouldn't be named a Leveilleur. Is now, as I'm sorry to say, entirely consistent with their historic position. Hey, Alizé, you want to drop a moon on him? I'll help. I could find one. So that's what he came here to say. That we're all fools for having the temerity to defend ourselves against the Pt34. And as for the rest, like it or not, this was the Forum's decision. To watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Father was but the messenger, and as he handed down the judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To have prolonged the discussion would have changed little, for it is not only Master Fortunal who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Their decision was made ere your father crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed. And so we shall face the Telafoi without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intention of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why do they not simply keep their consul, as they are wont to do? Dekka, has Master Fortunault arrived yet? Then it is as I feared. My efforts were in vain. I pleaded our case to as many Forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. Well, no, that's not exactly true. I should rather say that they ignored every word I said on the subject, without exception. It was... It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they are hiding something from us? That might go some way to explain Master Fortunault's performance. When he said that they would know if the final days was truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they genuinely believe that they know how the world will end, and simply disagree with us about the circumstances? Well, that I don't know. But something tells me they are not as unconcerned with the Telafoi as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry. Nor have I fared any better with my other mission, researching Heidelin in the Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. Obstructed at every turn. Wait a second. Final Fantasy 14? What you doing? So it would seem, but don't lose heart just yet. With all the knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you all to join me here. When the time is right, of course. I'm aware that Maz and Eorzea are staying on knife edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangement. I've always wanted to visit Sharlayan. I didn't even see the sarcastic, there are one or two things we should take care of first here, but... And so you shall, albeit under less than happy circumstances. It may take a while to secure an entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything is in order. Look after yourselves in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me cause to hope. Yet if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible the Sharlayans hide some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that its exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. And so, for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forum has refused our request for aid, and it falls to us to contend with the Telafoi. Even with all of Eorzea standing united, there is no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Sharlayan intend to do if we fail? Good question, Alfino. I don't know what the plan is, but I'm much less angry now that the shock has passed, and a lot more curious. There's a lot of very suspicious stuff in play, and at least Final Fantasy XIV is setting up mysteries without characters just going, ooh, there's a mystery going on, ooh, but I'm not going to tell you about it because... The knowledge Sharlayan could have done so much for the cause. They could have helped us uncover the secret towers and save the temple captured the Indian. Yet, gods. I thought much harder. My grandfather arguing with my father was Sharlayan policy and all intervention, and this time it was my turn to play the role. But if even my grandfather could not win them over, what chance had I? If words exist that may sway him, I know not what they are. Okay. There's two ways that this could go. A good way or a bad way. I want there to be something fucky going on with Charlian. Maybe some sort of involvement with either the Ascians or with maybe Hydaelyn directly in an interesting way. I want there to be something going on there. You know what I'm curious about, Gahatia? What happened with Charlia in Glaha's timeline? That's what I want to know. What did they do? They're like, we would know when the final days are coming. If true, what happened when you were there? While Charlene's stance is indeed disappointing, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenge before us. There is much and more to be done. I shall begin by sharing the forum's response with my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, I would ask that the Scions... Grave tidings, Walking Ones, grave tidings. You have legs. Calm yourself, my gentle friend. What has occurred? These ones who have sent to see the Feathered Ones send terrible news. Destroying Ones have appeared in Zelfatol. Destroying Ones and captured Ones and even fightful godly Ones. Feathered Ones didn't stand a chance and were sent flapping and squawking. When did this happen? Is it too late to help them? Too late, yes, much too late. But luckily, Destroying Ones were only passing through and continued on west. Feathered Ones who did not fight were left in... What's west? Wait, what is west of Gridania? There's Ishgard to the northwest, there's Mordana to the southwest, and Limsa to the west-southwest. West. That would be Korthus. Oh, where the abandoned Allegan city is? My lady, the Ishgardians report that the Talafoi have emerged from the eastern highlands of Korthus and are marching at speed. Though their purpose is yet to be determined, the Cartano Flats would seem their most likely destination. Oh, I thought Cartano was on the east coast for some reason. Lord Emmerich has already dispatched his forces and requests our immediate support. Tell him he shall have it. The time has come for the Grand Company of Eorzea to prove its worth. If only their dad was still here, we could at least invite him to be a spectator. Well, mayhap it is a mercy that we do not have time to stew upon our misfortunes. Come, my friends, let's make haste for Cartano. Yeah, I don't actually know where Cartano is, I guess. Wait! This one almost forgot. Destroying Ones were said to be led by Cackling Robed One. This one must see what they were all Walking Ones... This one must see that all Walking Ones know. Farewell! Peace. Fandaniel. Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. I shall have an airship ready to bear you to Cartano. Pray, see to your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once, my lady. Let us away. Alright, let me look at the map and see if I can realize where the hell Cartano actually is. Okay. So, I always thought Cartano was like here or like here. But yeah, it's apparently connected to Korthus? Where is Cartano? I don't know. Questions for later. God, you have no idea how mad I am that there's not like a good, like, poster-sized world map of Final Fantasy XIV. I pre-ordered Dawn Trail's collector box basically just for the map that comes with it. Between Thanalan and Mordana. Wait. So, like, there. I'm really confused. It doesn't make sense to me that it's past Gridania, but whatever, I suppose. Yeah, no, I bought the Dawn Trail Collector's Box basically so that I would have the map. I don't know how big it is. I really hope it's... I dimly remember it being like 3 feet long or something, maybe on the long end, which isn't that big, but should be big enough to put up on my wall at least with a proper frame. Oh, Ferdola's here. Why are you here? Dekka. It would seem Ferdola has come all the way to Gridania to find us. I've explained the situation, but she insists her business is urgent. Aye, and it'll be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. I suppose. Sup, buddy? Arnvald? Arnvald! What's up, man? Ferdola, you could have said.
Arenvald! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
Oh no, is he there mentally? Okay, yes. Maybe? He doesn't have amnesia or something, does he?
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The chirurgeons say I may never walk again.
Huh. Well, at least he's not dead. Chin up, Alfino.
Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite. All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
Joker, you said the joke I thought was too mean to say. Good job. Applause.
I am no hero.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast.
I'm a
It's
hero.
for others to decide. Look, Alfino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them.
Well, we should have given you regards to the Talafoi.
I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
Yeah, no idea who those are. This is a good scene, though.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do, You do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero. Do you know that?
Hey.
You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. But I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
What an excellent scene. Oh man, I've been shitting on Final Fantasy XIV so much, but that was just really good. That was really good. Everything in that. Mwah! Oh my god. That's why I play this stupid fucking game. There is good writing sometimes. See? And it didn't rely on me knowing bullshit! Welcome to the part where it gets really fucking good. I'm into it. I'm into it. But it's plain that it considers itself a total obstacle on the road to Carno. Well then, with Jaws and Flats. Well, that's where Bahamut crashed, so I would immediately have questions. Well, I doubt that Vidal obtained this Trojan's permission before bringing Arnvald halfway across the realm. So I deliver a message of that. Well, you should both have known better. Oh, but what's done is done. I will not soon forget his words. Good, 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 good. You can tell me later what all that was about, but judging by the sight of Alphino's jaw, it appears to have done him some good. Thancred and the others have already left the Rising Stones. And according to the communications officer, Emulsion Cobalt forces are also bound for Cartano as we speak. They mean to keep the promise they made in Alamigo, and we must do the same, by saving as many of their tempered kin as possible. Anyway, the airship's ready to depart. We should get going. Please note that if you enter passages with a quest to log out from the game, the progress will be lost. Hell yeah. To be fair, I still think that Arnvald's inclusion in Stormblood and other stuff was, like, not very good. But I am grateful, at least, that he had such an excellent scene. Arnvald could have literally showed up and just had the scenes in this Shadowbringers post-game, and it would have been just as good.
As I am sure you will have heard, we can expect no help from Charlian. Nor are we any closer to discerning the Telophoroid's grand design.
Okay, it wouldn't technically have been just as good, because it does carry more emotional weight that he is, you know, retired. Admittedly, I don't really care as much about Arnvald as I do about Alphino, but now I care about Arnvald because he had a really good scene with Alphino, as opposed to just kind of showing up like he did in Stormblood. Alright.
And now, our adversary moves against us in unprecedented numbers, compelling us to answer in kind. The outlook, in short, is bleak. Yet though our foes are many, and we but few, we may still tip the balance in Eorzea's favor.
Of course. We will do what we always do. Deal with the ones our allies can't. A less than daunting prospect, judging by your expression. Could it be that you've dispelled your lingering doubts, Alphino?
Reiterating, nobody told you to play the order.
I doubt I ever will. But as my friends have kindly reminded me, I have come this far, and that must count for something.
Gods be good, Alphino. That's what we've been trying to tell you all along.
Okay, the longer we dwell on it, the less good it is.
For one so bright, you can be remarkably dim at times. There is such a thing as overthinking, you know.
I feel like I missed where we were all piling on Alphino for this. But, whatever.
Might I suggest that we continue this conversation after the battle? It would appear that Telophoroi have already arrived.
I'll do what I can to cure the Tempered, but they'll have to be incapacitated first.
Can do!
Have care, my friends, for none can say wherefore our foe did choose this fateful field to be our battleground. Whatever may transpire, pray grant him not the pleasure of deterring you.
So I'm confused. We're not at Cartino. Oh hey, we're a party of 8 people. Neat. Right, game on. Listen well, friends. The Telophoroi are sweeping across Cartino. Wait, we are at Cartino. Fuck. Did someone say Cartino was south of Mordona? As for the Ascian, he was briefly sighted above the battlefield, but has since vanished. He likely... Oh, fuck. Thus far, the movements of the little primals have proven difficult to predict. Even when poised ambush or troops, they instead withdraw for some unknown reason. Whatever the Telophoroi's plan may be, the primals are our primary targets. Understood. They will not elude the Scions for long.
Prepare yourself!
Let's give it our all!
Hold fast.
Uh-oh. Bikaha, I'm gonna miss you. If it is stolen, I shall head east. Am I going west? I feel like I should have the chance to cure some land. Yep, whatever. Taking out go come with me. You got it, Chief. Is this west? This looks west to me. Something's not right. I do not see any primals. Yeah. But this feels pretty... actually like a giant war. I should pay attention. Sorry, I don't want to miss cutscenes and stuff, so I'm probably going to be bad at reading chat. Pardon? As the Scions spread out across the field, Alice and Grahov take the fight to the Telophoroi. I would love to have these figurines. Oh! Cool! Oh, that's sick, actually! For... It's worrying and cool! Wait, was there a figurine of Dekka? I wasn't paying attention. Combo, Scorch combo. Nearby enemies so that an attack with opponents of 400. Alright. Fuck it up. I'm gonna hit buttons and I'm gonna see what it does. That's a single target attack. Got it. Neat. Oh, I have to stand in place for this combo. Oh, cool. I didn't know that's how Red Mage worked. That makes sense.
Allow me.
I feel they are beyond help, and Pios know I still hate to see them in such pain. Well, get good, I guess. Oh. What is this button? Oh, I have to be
Just the beginning.
Right behind you.
Do I have to alternate cast or something? No. Gaha? Probably don't have to worry about him, but I am worried. He's my boy. Yeah, he's healing himself. Okay, cool. I don't know what this dual cast is that pops up. I have immediate questions. Oh, God. Oh, No, we're fine. Cool. Seems we've earned a moment's respite. Oh, every second cast is instant. Oh. Send to Angelo to cure the tempered. Come on, Angelo, you got this, buddy. How do I... What do I... Neat. Uh-oh. Hello? Damn, he actually looks menacing up there. Can't wait for him to speak and earn it. Please tell me your writing also gets good, Fandaniel. Please. Do you see that? The glyph? Yes. How worried should we be? Yeah, that doesn't seem great, does it? Listen well and judge for yourself. Though I can see ethereal currents, I had not thoroughly examined that those flow through the heart of Cartano. But now that I am here, things have become clear. The flats conceal an etheric confluence, like to the pillars of the Azim Steppe, but greater in scale. Far greater. It's a trap. The glyphs that Fandaniel have conjured reach into its very midst. And I believe I know their purpose. Should the lunar primals destroy them, it would spark a chain reaction with the potential to obliterate the confluence entirely. The resultant disruption to the flow of the ether would sow chaos among the elements, prompting earthquakes, floods, and tempests large enough to lay waste to the realm. So, bad. It's bad, is what you're saying. That he would go so far cometh as little surprise. We must needs protect the confluence at all costs. Oh, yay. So the time has come to pit my blade against his. Follow me. Who's Odin? I don't remember. Leave everything to phase to draw a card from your divining deck. So that's HP, that's MP. That's a buff. That's damage. Restore HP, restore HP. Reduce damage and heal. Okay. I don't understand what's going on, but that's okay, probably. Ow. Oh, I fucked up. Let me go ahead and assume that I need to...
I shall protect thee.
God, do I not know at all what I'm doing? I think I fucked up. Whatever, hit buttons. I can do that. Can I not heal the confluence? No. Oh, that seems bad. What? Where the fuck am I supposed to... Oh, okay.
My turn.
May the 12 guide you.
The confluence is about to die, isn't it? Oh, I can heal it. Shit. Fucking blade of light bullshit. Thancred, please tell me you'll heal yourself at least. Nope, I think I'm healing everyone. Oh, should've seen that one coming.
Away with you!
Fuck, I really hope I killed that blade of light in time. I think I did.
The best defense is a good defense.
Okay, you know what? You tried, buddy. Ooh. Oh hey, you stole as a black mage. Cute. God, I am excited to play as a healer again. That'll be fun. Oh, fuck. I wasn't paying attention at all. I'm alright. There we go. Jesus. We won. Is there a figurine of Dekka? There is! Neat. Meanwhile, Gahati and Alice prepare to lock swords with the Lunar Ravana. This is so cute. Oh, shit. I remember that one. That's the one that people got very excited about for reasons that we don't have to dig into or worry about. Okay. Sure, fire. Oh! An actual... No, not a black mage. Thunder. So... Oh, damage over time. MP healing. Damage. Healing. Healing. And interrupt. Huh, interesting. Alright, damage over time first. Oh, not that button. We have to keep them for the confluence, but there's so many. Uh-oh. What? This is my...
I have you now.
Oh, fuck. Whee! Uh-oh. That's probably fine. It was not fine, actually. Oh god, I have to get used to slide casting again. Oh god, I'm gonna have to get used to slide casting again. Oh boy. Ow, dick. Dick twice. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry, my brain cannot let me be unoptimal in the middle of this. Don't kink shame Saren? I didn't say their name out loud. I don't know. I cannot imagine why you would bring them up. Ow, dick. Please die. Thank you. Oh, what a relief. Cool. How are we fighting primals without the echo again? Poof. You stand shoulder to shoulder with Alphinaud and Estinian, resolved to lay Lunar Ifrit low. Cool. These guys didn't temper. I feel like I remember that being said at some point. It just didn't stick with me. Right. Now, in theory, I'll be able to actually pay attention. Something tells me I will fail to do that, though. Ah, damn it, I'm fine. Why do I feel more under pressure to actually pay attention and do my shit? Oh, not this bullshit again.
You're finished!
Damn, Estinian does damage though. I hit the wrong button accidentally.
We must fight on!
I feel so distracted! Where are we anyway? I'm reminded of the Ruby Weapons fighting situation actually. Was that in Cardinal? I don't remember. I'm gonna assume that y'all are in the smart spot. Oh, you really were, and I really wasn't. They don't temper those that they face. Wait, what? Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot I sort of managed to miss. That's all right. It's gonna bug me if I don't. There we go. That was wrong button. That's alright. Goodbye! God, I wish I could jump like that. When's the last time I jumped? That seems bad. Oh, are we just nuking Ifrit, or are we killing these things? Nope, Estinian's gonna do some cool shit. Have fun, buddy!
I have you now!
Neat. Well, alright, damn, guess I didn't need to be here then. Okay, he's fine. Probably, he's not fine. He's not fine at all.
I will not be outdone!
You go, tiny man. Why do I feel like we got the hard fight between us? There we go. DRG limit break level cutscene. Neat. Well, we beat all the lunar primals and everything is fine. I feel like I remember this platform. I feel like this was like a post-game thing in Heavensward where we fought that dude with the big hammer. Uh-oh. So what? Please don't speak.
And thus another plan went up in smoke. I am beginning to see why Lord Xenos thinks so highly of you. Not that this changes anything, you understand. You have merely earned yourself a stay of execution.
God, what I would kill for someone with a gun right now. It's also a PvP arena. Neat. So did no one else hear Fandaniel? He was shouting at me from like 300 yards out. Surely like Alfino should have heard. Imagine Estinian in the middle of that cutscene just appears behind Fandaniel. Lance upraised.
Glory be to Garlemore.
Ah, well, that's sad. So what?
How fare the tempered?
We've treated as many as we can, but some were beyond help.
Oh, more Porksies. I wasn't even looking. I didn't see who was doing the treatment.
Do not hang your head so, brave scions. Though not all of our captured brethren could be saved, we are grateful for those whose minds have been restored. You could do no more, and that is enough. So please hold your heads high.
Should have been quicker. But I'll do better next time. Thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot.
A victory at great cost, but a victory nonetheless. We must stay strong and press on. Isn't that right?
Well, you come this far. Echo his own words back at him.
It really must count for something.
Oh god, I forgot. I was a werewolf the entire time. Y'all, it's just the moon. It's been... Are we worried about the moon? Is this hopeful or are we worried? I feel like the clouds don't normally part like that. Okay! Jesus Christ. Okay. Quick count. For the record, yes, the music is fantastic. We're not going to skip over that entirely. However... Oh, look at them! They look so good. I'm very curious. Let me check my playlist. For my VODs. So... Final Fantasy Realm Reborn, 29 VODs. Heaven's Word, 22 VODs. Stormblood, 34 VODs. Shadowbringers, We're currently at 35. This should be 36, unless I've miscounted or forgotten to upload something, but I'm pretty sure I caught up. I really hope I caught up and didn't accidentally let a VOD get deleted because I just took forever to upload it. I'd be very embarrassed if that was true. I almost said lease. Lean! This is all such good art. I wish that there was a way to, like, get a poster with all the concept art that they do for Final Fantasy XIV. It's really good. I guess I have the book, but you know what I mean. You did have your 3-week subathon? Oh, yeah, I gotta make sure I get all that up, don't I? It's just good art. I wish there were more of the types of posters that I wanted, at least. Alright, let me double check. Now I'm super paranoid and I won't be ready until I check it out. Uh-oh. Oh wow, that is good Ishtola art too. God, how dare they make such good stuff all the time? It makes me mad. Chill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I uploaded everything. Or at least if I didn't, it's gone forever now, so whatever. Right, we are going to end Shadowbringers with the most amount of VODs, at least. I should probably take this opportunity to look back on Shadowbringers as a whole going forward, considering I'm in 6.0 now, aren't I? Okay. Let me, in my brain, so I assume the next main story quest I do is 6.0. If not, I should know so that I can do it. Did I lose my sprout? Oh. Huh. Yay! Okay, full thoughts on Shadowbringers. Real quick, focusing. Shadowbringers started with something being up with the Crystal Tower. Actually, no, I guess it started in the Stormblood post-game, didn't it? Jesus Christ, what happened in the Stormblood post-game? What was the first part? What was 4.4? I don't have it in my notes, do I? The war. Oh, yeah, that did happen, didn't it? Was that in Stormblood? The Gimmelt Dark? I don't remember what that is. Science passing out left and right. That's where I'm going to start, because that's where my brain remembers. So, starting with Thancred, the science all started passing out mysteriously. If you still have Sprout after credits, don't hand in the quest. Uh-oh. I'm scared. So... Scions start passing out. One by one, in a very excellent sequence in Melee during the war, including, like, us almost in the middle of our fight with Xenos, but we won anyway because I forget exactly. I don't remember if we won or there was an intervention. So... Alize is the last to disappear. I remember that because she is a sad bit. Something's fucking with the Crystal Tower. We go there. We are finally... Oh, I remember there's a scrap of Sid's company there on the floor, and we're confused by it. I realize now it's because it's from the future, and that's a future scrap. Whatever. Because they were the ones that sent the tower back. That's a cute detail to finally realize. We get sucked into the first. Show up. Everything is light and everything sucks. We go into the city. We meet everyone else in the city first, and then talk to the Crystal Exarch. Our first issue is to get the band back together, so we go to Alphino and Alize. Alize, we have the best part of Shadowbringers because we have everything that happens with the hotel at the end of the world, basically. Alphino is setting up in, y'all know how bad I am at proper nouns at this point. When did I close my notes? The evil country. I gotta open up my notes. I don't know why I didn't open up my notes sooner. Yulmore, thank you. God bless. There's a reason I took notes. And even with my notes, I still remember every 5 fucking things that happened. Okay. So... we head to the Crystarium. Taro and Royal Light finds an ironworks patch and is sucked off into another world. Yes, we go to the first. 2. We meet up with Alfino in Yulmore. He absolutely dunks on Valkyrie. That's an important thing to remember. 3. I guess I did Alfino first and then went to Alize because we see the birth of a Sin Eater and understand the situation going on a little bit better. We return back with him to Lakeland, and that's when the Battle of Holminster takes place. We killed Tisleen and Philia. Tisleen was the one who became a Sin Eater, yes. Philia, I don't remember. That doesn't sound right in my brain. Absorbs Philia's essence. Darkness returned to Lakeland. Is Philia just the name of the Sin Eater in Lakeland? Yeah. Okay, cool. And the source, Assyrian and guys meet up. They recruited to help... Assyrians recruited to help Scions by Totoro, and Kryle not recruited into the Scions, just recruited to help them. Explains Black Rose disrupts your ether balance. Cool. Then we rescue Minfilia. Yes, because that's when Yulmore's aggression really starts. Exarch explains that Minfilia / the Oracle fights, dies, and is reborn. General Ranjit shows up and lands us. We discover they captured Minfilia. We mount a rescue with City Guard. Ranjit whoops us. Thancred makes the save. We escape to Ilmeg. Cool. So that's when Thancred and Reen properly join the story. God, I still refer to her as Minfilia here, don't... No, she is called Minfilia at this point in the story, don't we? We go to Ilmeg. We storm Lagia to defeat Titania. So what else happens in Ilmeg? Not a lot that I remember in terms of actual plot. And our fairy takes the place as king and whatever. Cool. Next we go to Raktika. We meet up with Y'shtola. It's around this time I remember that Emmett Selk starts following us in earnest. Emmett, Y'shtola, and Warrior Light into the Great Pyramid to open a way to the Light Water, and Yulmore invades Raktika properly. Poisons the Knights Blessed, Ranjit and Edgenet. Okay, we skipped over our entrance into Raktika, which I remember Y'shtola doesn't recognize us at first because our ether is so fucked up. But yeah, this is the part where we go into the temple and Ranjit and Y'shtola fall down a hole. And then we get Y'shtola back. She's fine. Very quickly afterwards. It doesn't actually matter. 8. What happens next? Do we not go to Amoring next? No, there's a couple things before that. Where's number 8? I guess we learn about... Oh, I never finished the Eden Raids. Well, that's sad. We do learn about the history at some point here. Where's number 8? Am I missing it? Did I cover it up at some point? There's 7. 3, 4, 5, 2, 6. I don't see 7 and 8. Uh-oh. Why am I missing numbers 7 and 8? Oh, there's 7. Right. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just missing 8. Where's point 8? Where's point 8 and where's point 9? There's 11. There's no 8 and no 9. Did I lose a section of my notes at some point? 7, 10. Oh no, my notes are wrong. What happened in Crossroads? Somehow Ranjit has returned. Ranjit big mad because his Minfilia is dead. Yeah, I remember we yoink Ishola's soul out, we learn stuff. Then we go back to Lakeland, don't we? Uh-oh, I'm missing notes. This is very concerning to me. Fuck. Yeah, no, I'm not forgetting anything. Did I write it in like a different note page or did I not save? But that wouldn't explain anything because I still wrote down 10. So I knew I was on 10. Did I miscount at some point? I'll have to go back and look at what happens between the meh and Crossroads. I remember us going, saving... I remember us saving Ishola, and then I remember us going to Amarang. So I'm... Because the Crossroads is where Minfilia is now. Also, Thancred is fine. Yeah. These two connect with each other directly, so I think I just misnumbered it at some point and didn't catch it. Huh. Whoops. Okay. So anyway. Ranjit and Ishola fall down a hole. We yoink Ishola back. She's fine. We go to 10. Somehow Ranjit has returned. He's big mad because his Minfilia died. Thancred and Ranjit have a dad off while Minfilia and Warrior of Light escape. Thancred win and then dies. Minfilia and Warrior Light see a vision of the Oracle stopping the flood. All of Arbit's friends sacrifice himself. Arbit is denied by the Oracle to be let to die. Minfilia and the Oracle chat, and then Minfilia accepts her fate and is now. Or accepts to be the driver of her fate and is now. Next. Storming Yulmore. Yeah, that tracks. We do go pretty much straight to Yulmore. Vother is controlling the populace via the mule. We kill the Yanglers and Ranjit. Vother is a Sin Eater. He lifts Mount Gulg into the sky and flies away. That sounds right. We build a giant Talos, skipping past that. You don't have the Light Warden of Raktika, it seems. I mean... yeah, that must be what I'm missing. Shit. I feel really bad that my notes are incomplete. Baha dunking on Vother, fucking on a mining town. Well, yeah, but who cares about the mining town? It's very disappointing to me that my notes are incomplete. The worst part is that I did a lot of notes off stream, so I must have updated my notes off stream and then missaved it or something. Whatever. Last light. We're gonna be a white light warden. Glimmers. Grahatia's past from the past. Blah blah. Where's 14? Okay, for the sake of completion, I should probably actually read all my notes. So, Crossroads, Minfilia's now. Next 11. Storming Yulmore. Mule's turn. Is poor people turned into stuff. Vother is controlling the past. Vother is a senior. He launched Mount Gulg into the sky. So in order to stop him... Christ, my mouse is fucking up. We build a giant Talos to yoink Mount Gulg. Everyone helps us out. The miners from Twine. Knights Blessed provide us ether. Chai Nuz gives us plants. The workforce is from Yulmore Lakeland. And we get air support from the Fae because cool. We kill Vother. Yay. We get a bunch of backstory about how Emixelt made Vother a Light Warden. And the light is too much for us. The Exarch tries to yoink the light for himself into the rip, but Emixelt is big mad, shoots the Exarch, kidnaps him, and now we're going to be a light warden and the sky turns bright again. So that's bad. By the way, the Exarch is Grahatia. Whatever. Glimmers, we get our past. God tears from the past, the thermal calamity. Humanity labored for about 200 years, thanks to Sid's work, to open up the Crystal Tower and awaken Graha. They're fanboys of the Warrior of Light, bless. Graha and the tower teleported through time and space to the first. Told this all to Urianger and told him to lie about it. Yeah, whatever. Point 14 also doesn't exist. There's no 14. Fuck, I must have just erased a section of my notes at some point. Yeah, I don't have notes about the attack on the Crystarium either. Aw, man. I just erased a section of my notes at some point. I don't think there's another... We are missing so much, actually. Oh, that's rough. That really hurts to see, actually. We're missing 8, we're missing 9, and we're missing 14. No. Fuck. Alright. Well, oh well. Yeah, our notes are really incomplete. Shit. Well, big whip. Whatever. Okay. So God tears for past the calamity. This all happens. We confront Hades during... Oh god, we skipped over all of... Everything in Amarant happens. That's all important. That's all a big part of it. You know what? Hang on. I wonder almost select by color on the main story. Nope, I think that about covers everything that we saw. Yeah, no, 14 isn't a part of any of these. That's 1. That's 2. I could have sworn I remembered writing a bunch of notes up here at some point. Somewhere at the top of the page. I could have sworn I remember doing that. But maybe I'm confusing that with my Heavensward notes. Zodiac Highland Story you learn in Octica. That I'm pretty sure I code as part of like somewhere over here. Yeah, that's all up here. So whatever. Yeah, my notes are just really incomplete. Alright. Well, no point crying over spilled milk. What are my full thoughts on Shadowbringers as a whole? Looking back on it, it's kind of sad. Because with a lot of expansions, with Heavensward, start out kind of meh. Ended the main game pretty good. Post game was amazing. Stormblood started off kind of meh. Second half of it was pretty good. Post game was incredible. It was my favorite content at that point. I remember that much. Shadowbringers started off great. Second half kind of petered out for me. Didn't really land quite well. And then the first 3 patches I remember being good. But whereas everything else started off and got better, Shadowbringers is probably the only expansion where I would say it kind of got worse as it went on. I didn't like... It doesn't help also, to be fair, that I took like a month break in the middle of it because I was editing. Maybe changes got devoured by that. Oh man, you're so right. My computer crashed. No, my computer crashed in the final dungeon. That would only... My computer would have had to crash while I was taking notes. And I do remember that happening, but I also remember nothing getting deleted during that. No, when I say Amaz... Here's the problem. I definitely experienced Shadowbringers in a bad way. because I got to the mining town in Amalang right as I finished, right after I took like a month break from the game to finish editing that Lethal Company video. And I ran through it, and I remember, like, even with the big scene where Minfilia was turning into green, I wasn't really into the scene because I remember being really hungry and really tired during it, so I couldn't really pay that much attention. I kind of shot myself in the foot with the second half of Shadowbringers, because I took a big break in the middle of it, and wasn't as emotionally invested in the second half. I remember that. But yeah. Post-game Shadowbringers 5.3 I remember being very good. I don't remember what happened in 5.1 and 5.2. That's at least in my notes. 5.1, Garlemald descends into civil war. Chai is Yulmor's mayor now. The Scions try and abandon White Ore site to get home. Yeah, not a lot happens. 5.2, we learn the name of the first follower of Highland. Garlemald building more prototype ultimate weapons. Either Scions continue. Sorry, I know you can't see this. Elidibus sacrificed himself to become Zodiaric's heart. Elidibus stole Ardbert's farmers running around in the spring. All ancients had the echo. Most of mankind was shards. Yeah, I don't think I liked anything. The high part of Shadowbringers. Yeah, I have a lot more problem with Shadowbringers than I remember. I guess my overall, like, takeaway from Shadowbringers, and this is the first run through, so I'll have to go back and revisit it at some point, and I'm very open to the fact that I just had a bad experience with it because of the big break I took. My overall viewpoint with Shadowbringers is that a lot of the character writing was really good. I thought Gut Instinct right now, it was way too happy to not tell me things. It had a lot of very interesting world building and a lot of very interesting concepts. But unfortunately, like, Emmett Selk fell flat for me as an antagonist. He's everything that's interesting for Emmett Selk kind of happened off screen. And then he's just kind of there. Like, conceptually, admittedly, I was set up to fail with Emmett Selk because I don't like smug assholes, and he was a smug asshole. But everything that was interesting in his character arc happened off screen, which is fair. I mean, that's what happens with a lot of villains in stories, is that they're everything that's set up with them happened before the story started, really. But as much as I love the story of the Ascians and the story of Emmett Selk and of Elidibus, like, as stories and concepts, they were incredibly interesting. They fell apart to me when it was just a lot of Shadowbringers as a story kind of focused on detours to tell me about a way better story. Will doesn't like smug assholes. Me, it's okay. You helped me through dungeons, so it all works out. I don't really know how to capture my feelings in Shadowbringers. Because a lot of the actual plot details what really happened? I mean, it's unfair of me to say that nothing really happened, because all the characters I cared about more than any other expansion. Like, I like Fordola, but Fordola as a character, I probably cared about a lot less than, like, fuck China's. like, she was super interesting to me, and I want to know a lot about her, but a lot of what was interesting to me about Fordola was not just who she was, but kind of what she represented and the questions that came up with her as a character and how other characters reacted to her. There was a town development regarding the past and what exactly what the Ascians were doing and why. Yeah, the problem that I have with all that is that they only really gave us all those juicy details after we stopped interacting with Emmett Selk. Like, we only learned about all the Ascians. Emmett Selk kind of, like, appeared next to us and was a smug asshole, betrayed us. I mean, you could argue it's not a betrayal, but whatever. It was a betrayal. He betrayed us, yoinked the Scion. Then we learned why we should care about him. And then there's the whole ending sequence in Amarat, where we got to learn a lot more about the Ascians. I guess I'm kind of annoyed about none of Emmett Selk's actions before we learn about the Ascians are really informed or interesting because of what happened with the Ascians. He wants us on his side, and he acts a little bit smug. No, that's not right. What I said wasn't right. What am I annoyed about? Yeah, the Scion, sorry, referring to Almaz. The Scion's got a bunch of character writing. All the characters were the best written characters out of all the expansions, easily. The Ascians, conceptually, what happened to them, incredibly interesting. I guess I'm a little bit... It feels like the type of thing that would extremely benefit from a replay, because I'm sure it would be really nice to play it again, go through, and see the way Emmett Selk acts knowing what I know now about what happened to the Ascians and everything. But he's not even really like an active force in the plot. I'm not sure it's right to call him an antagonist. Well, he is the antagonist. He's the thing that starts it off, but he's a very passive antagonist. Is that fair? He kickstarts everything that happens in the first, but he just kind of sits around on his hands until he shoots Gahatia and then goes back to sitting on his hands. Yeah, the thing in the end, that's fair. I could go back and look at old cutscenes right now very easily. I probably don't have time to unlock Sage right now. That'll have to be a whole different stream. That'll probably be what I do on Friday. What does Emmett Selk do in Shadowbringers? Like, what he shoots... He gives us a lore dump. He gives us several lore dumps. He shoots Gahatia. Is that it? I resent the idea that Emmett Selk wants to see if you're worth saving, because that only works if I agree with what he is testing. And Emmett Selk as a character basically explicitly puts everything into might makes right, which I think is a really stupid way to look at life. I don't like the idea that only the strong should be allowed to survive. I think that's bad and should be philosophically absolutely torn to shreds by any story worth its salt. Final Fantasy doesn't really do anything with it, though. What does Emmett Silk do in Shadowbringers? Like, what is a actionable thing he does that directly affects the plot immediately in that instance? He shoots Grahatia. That's another thing, though. I don't like the fact that the Assassins are tempered. It means that their actions aren't their own, which inherently makes their actions a lot less interesting to me. It's sort of a cop-out, it feels like. I know it's not one, but it doesn't really feel good. What does Emmett Silk do? I don't have any notes about what happens in the town, unfortunately, so I only have vague memories of, like, walking around. He shows us the final days and then fights us to try to kill us. Yeah, I get his goal is to make sure the first is unbalanced. What actionable things does he do? What does he do that directly affects the plots and the characters besides shooting Grahatia? He saves Y'shtola. That is something. It's very minor, but it is something. Nothing because his goal is in sight. That's such a cop-out, man. It feels so weird. Okay, maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. Yeah, he plot dumps. Plot dumping is not an action. That is not a thing. Maybe it's unfair to frame it in this way, though, because he isn't really the focus of the story. Okay, yeah. 14 charge all the people who thinks those people are worthless and shout their list selves. Basically, again, this is all justifications for why Emmett Silk is interesting. I'm not saying that Emmett Silk's backstory isn't interesting. When I care about him as a character in the plot, I care about what he is actually doing and not why I've been told he's interesting. He doesn't really do anything. He's a very passive antagonist. Again, I think that the way to challenge me here, or the reason I still think I'm wrong to describe him as thus, and to like criticize him as such, is I don't think that's the right outlook for Shadowbringers. Yes, Emmett Silk is a very passive antagonist, but well, no, okay. What I want to say is that the point of Shadowbringers isn't any of the individual things that's happening, it's the character writing. It's the philosophy of it. It's seeing all these characters in a hopeless situation, seeing how they react, and seeing how they bring hope back from the brink. It's dealing with a post-apocalypse and all the, like, hardship and pressure that comes with it, and dealing with that despair and sort of clawing out of it. But that's not really a story, is it? Okay. I don't think the plot justifies Emmett Silk doing nothing is a defense against Emmett Silk doing nothing. Just like, flat out. I understand why Emmett Silk doesn't do anything. I understand why the plot is set up that Emmett Silk doesn't do anything. That doesn't make it interesting that he doesn't do anything. That is why he is doing it. There's a very, very big difference between an explanation for why Emmett Selk is doing the stuff he does, and trying to think about, is what is Emmett Selk doing interesting? Okay. My biggest criticism of him, and probably the reason my head is stuck on this, is because the biggest criticism I have with Shadowbringers is that everything, all the interesting parts of it are character writing, which is very good, and lore dumps. The lore is interesting. What happened to the Ascians is interesting. There's the classic advice, though, of put your story in the most interesting part of that character's life, and if not, why are you not telling that story? Because you disagree so wholly with his philosophy? No, I mean, that's the problem, though, isn't it? That's why I'm mad that he's not tempered, because then it makes his philosophy kind of reduced. The problem I have with Emmett Selk is that he is a whole-ass character off screen. He does all this interesting stuff. He has all this great backstory off screen. What does he do on screen? He's a smug prick. And then he's sad about being a smug prick? Let me drill down into something which is way more specific about why I didn't enjoy Emmett Selk that much. At the ending of the story, I really need to go back and rewatch all these cutscenes, and I'm sad because I absolutely don't have the time to go back and rewatch all the cutscenes. How fucking long are all... Let me just look up. Let me just Google Shadowbringers cutscenes. I know I can rewatch them in the unending story. How long are all the voice scenes in Shadowbringers? 9 hours, 38... Shadowbringers cutscenes. That's a lot. And those are just the voiced cutscenes. Oh my god, does this not even include the post-game? Does this... Oh, no, this ends at 5.0. 5.0 is 9 hours and 40 minutes of voiced cutscenes. Jesus Christ. Let me just... Okay, first off, before I even bring this up, I will make sure... I'm going to just skip around the cutscenes now, because this is the thing that I'm interested in right now, because I want to go back and check stuff. I will make sure, before I actually do that, to give a big thanks to the person who uploaded this. Nope, like. Bless. Thank you, Brana. Now, skipping around. Let me look at this. Where is Emmett Selk?
There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space.
Talking to... Okay, that's not really a plot thing. That's more so him being suspicious.
Right. The first.
You called for me.
Far East offering...
Faye. More Faye stuff. All this is before Emmett
our
Selk.
motive. Approach. Guide with voice.
He will be motivated when he talks.
Listening.
Or this. I had hard
finding us.
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yes. Yulmor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
This is when he shows up, isn't it? Is he in the story before this? I don't think so.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page.
Oh yeah,
Though
I
by
remember.
rights
He
its
is
youth
involved in a
should
lot of
long
cutscenes.
since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation.
Yeah, he's around Varys for a bit. I do remember
I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity, I am Emmett Selk, Ascian.
Gaius spoke of you. A native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining?
Sorry, the game volume from Final Fantasy XIV, which I still have up, is interfering with this. Whatever.
Following the flood, the First had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters!
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habrea did. And we all know how well that ended for him.
Sorry, just muting the game.
And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. Cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the source, to determine if our goals are truly
Okay, I've seen enough. Let me skip to shooting Gahatia. I want to hear how he acts there.
Not wont to call.
Be reconciled.
or rain. Ow.
Are you all right? Say something!
"12 for Fend. She cannot contain the light. She's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time."
It's changing back.
Okay, whatever. Skip.
I have dreamed.
It doesn't make...
"'Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see. He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrent.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
Oh, they actually cut out the dialogue option. How cute.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend,
And
my
then in
inspiration.
contrast to that,
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First. Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity. Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours.
You bastard!
Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be. I placed my faith in you, let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now, halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage. I am an Ascian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the great rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vorthri. But thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided she could contain and control the light. If not, then she, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening. But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Then I simply kill you all. At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing Light Wardens willy-nilly.
One last chance, man. Convince me that you're a character who I should give a shit about, please.
I gave you... This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emmet Selk.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not she who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, Added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly? Well, you can't have him. The wisdom that man guards may open up new worlds of possibilities. He has unlocked the secrets of travel across the rift, and through time as well, it would seem. Quite an accomplishment for one of his incomplete nature. I must explore the limits of his capabilities and harness that power for the Ardor. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you. Fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin-Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone, and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Okay. Then we look at his death scene.
Do not presume to speak of my future.
Fight it.
Could you do? World is. You are a broken husk. How? Judgment. Reveal.
Remember. Remember us. Remember that we once lived.
Okay. Here's my problem. Emmett Selk is a fucking monster. And he is great when he is a goddamn monster. Okay, flipping through it. Lot better of a character when he exists than I remember. Compelling motive. My big problems with Emmett Selk. 1, no, he does not want to fail. He wants to save everyone. That's what makes him interesting. He wants to save all of his own people and kill everyone to get it. It is a tragedy. It is a great motive. It is still bad. And no, he does not secretly want to fail. I reject that categorically. Number 2, he doesn't do shit. He plans, he plots. It's interesting. He doesn't actually do shit. Number 3, I have to actually praise him because his motives are cool. His backstory is cool. His speeches about how we are insignificant little worms are good. I'm more positive on him now than I was 30 minutes ago. Oh, yeah. I could fix that pretty easy, actually. Thank you for pointing that out. That just happens sometimes with my, thing. I have to like, there. I have to reset the sample rate and it like fixes it. I still don't know why, but it happens. Pop. Yeah, it happens sometimes. I just wish I had more of him being a bastard, to be honest. It feels so weird to even call him the antagonist to Shadowbringers because he's such a tiny part of it. It does feel like Shadowbringers kind of has 2 parts. It has the first 80% of it, which is killing the Light Wardens and all the interactions with all the people, which is all pretty good. And then there's everything with the Ascians, which is fascinating from a lore perspective, but it isn't really anything in the hands. It's just not... Emmett Selk is very intimidating, but I just don't find him... I have a big problem with Emmett Selk the same way I had a problem with the dragons in Heavensward. First half of Heavensward, I did not like, because I just flat out did not like the dragons as characters, because the whole position that Hraesvelgr was taking was that they were ancient immortal beings who had seen thousands upon thousands of years, and their hate still burned bright for mankind as a whole, and that made them inherently uninteresting to me because they weren't characters. They were forces of nature, but they also weren't part of the story. Hraesvelgr was a force of nature who was not a part of the story. I think that same part of my brain is the strong reaction I have to Emmett Selk. Emmett Selk is not a part of the story. He is a force of nature, almost. And he's also a character. He's fascinating with his dismissal. For the record, I think his whole, like, turning around and liking the humans and saving us against Elidibus is so pulled out of its ass that I almost want to dismiss it as non-canon as much as I do Tempering, because it completely conflicts with him as a character. But, like, he really isn't... No, there's nothing else for me to add. He really isn't a character. He's still fascinating. Everything that happened with the Ascians is still fascinating. he just doesn't really exist, and it makes it unsatisfying to me. I guess is probably the biggest problem. All of his writing, I don't really have a problem with, besides him turning on and being a good guy all of a sudden, which I still hold as bullshit. And is misconstruing what happens, yes. But I absolutely 100% disagree with the concept that, like, oh, he wanted us to win or whatever. His writing when he is a villain is good. He's just a smug, pompous asshole through so much of it. Okay, let me break this up, though, because what does he do? He doesn't do anything in this story. All of his scenes are so good, though. I guess a lot of his bite is sort of taken out of it for me when he walks around as a Bryce, I don't think there's any text to support what you're saying. And if there is, you're going to have to point it out to me. I just flat out don't understand. He found you worthy. Okay. Might makes right is bullshit. His whole problem with us is part of his problem with us. The fascinating part of his problem with us is one of those lines in there that really sticks with me. Would half of you sacrifice yourself for the other half? No, you would not. Fascinating. We are not worthy. Fascinating. We are not worthy because we would not be able to stop the end of the world. Bullshit. Not why it's interesting, Final Fantasy XIV. You were so close. Us being worse as people than the people he's trying to bring back is inherently incredible as a motive. But if he forgives us and likes us better because we're strong physically, it sort of tears down what makes him interesting. To me. Like, if he finds hope in us because we're strong, that is a point against him, not for him. I really cannot express how much I dislike that as a plot point, if that's what they're going for, and I don't think it's what they're going for. Strength and spirit and determination. Except that can't be it, because he had thousands of years to look at the strength of spirit and determination of man. And if the only reason he respected, if the only person he respected was the person who killed him, it's not spirit and determination that he found power and love in. It's the fact that we killed him. I cannot... I absolutely cannot mesh him hoping the cycle will end and hoping that will stop him and save the world. I absolutely cannot mesh him with any of the cutscenes we just watched of, like, very vehement, very powerful, and very interesting rage towards us, because he's been with humanity for thousands of years. And okay, yes, he died, Lex, but he never died, because Ascians don't die. He experienced death, but there's a very big difference between, like, being erased from the world and, like, being killed. He doesn't want us to. No, he doesn't want... It's more interesting if he doesn't want us to, though. It's so much better if he doesn't want us to succeed. He's a monster. He wants to kill everyone on the planet to bring back the people he thinks are worthy. That is a great character motivation. Taking away that motivation does not make the character better. It makes him worse. It makes him less interesting. Because then it just means that his actions aren't his own. And it means he doesn't believe in anything he said in all of the cutscenes he's in. Which makes them fucking bullshit. I'm mad. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm mad at Final Fantasy XIV. This is all some of the most fun I've had talking about writing, for the record. This is all very fun to me. I really, really hope this doesn't come off as a personal attack or anything. Why is he not allowed to have a complex motive? He needs to have a motive that tracks, and I cannot read him as having a motive that completely conflicts with every single one of his cutscenes except for the last one. The last one, he smiles at us. Maybe there's some satisfaction in being remembered. Some sort of solace in that, almost. Mods, ban our mods from the chat. But I can believe in that. Almost. Some sort of, like, solace in gone but not forgotten. But I absolutely do not believe that he's happy that he failed. He finds you interesting because it catches a glimmer of something more than a shard and hopes after a nigh eternity without it, man. But, like, that's the theme. That's the problem. Okay. He does hope that we will have the power to contain the light and that we will be worthy allies. All of the text, though, to me, says that his hope is that we will see what he is supposed to want us to see, which is that the world would be better if we destroyed it all and brought back the ancients. He says flat out, if you didn't agree with me, I would have just killed you. Whatever. Like, and I don't read remorse or regret or doublespeak in there. He seems very, very... A lot of this story, he is speaking the truth to us. He doesn't really trick us at any point. Now, you could make an argument of, sure, it's what he thinks is the truth. But then again, that's less interesting, because at some point, there has to be a person at the head of the table, which might be what Endwalker is getting into, with Zodiark and Hydaelyn and whatever clash is going to be between them. I really hope that they are... I don't know how I feel about them being characters versus forces of natures. I really would rather they be sort of embodiments of concepts rather than actual characters, but we'll see if they have real dialogue. No, I rewatched, like, I didn't rewatch all of his dialogue, but I rewatched his sort of pivotal cutscenes. And... smiles. But... I think at the end of this, because I'll wrap it up here, I am going to finish Shadowbringers. At the end of this, where I stand is that I like Emmett Selk when he is a irredeemable monster because what has happened. What has happened is not his fault, but it made him an irredeemable monster. And I find that fascinating to have come from, admittedly, a very virtuous people. Half the ancients sacrificing themselves that the other half may live. More ancients sacrificing themselves to bring back the world. Yeah, nope. Those were some pretty good people. That was a great civilization. That is something that you should want to restore. I would argue that I kind of wish it was restored, like, by bringing their ideals forth more than their literal souls. I kind of wish that's where Shadowbringers ended up, but, like, you know, making man worthwhile versus just like declaring them trash, which is kind of, I think, what this is. Vague memories. I'm not going to go back and rewatch the cutscenes. Alphino does say like, hey, we're struggling to make ourselves better, and just because we're not there yet doesn't mean we're worthy of damnation for some other people that did die. Like, that's heavy paraphrasing. That's kind of the attitude I remember getting from him, though, which is a good counterpoint to a little bit to Emmett Selk. I'm sure I'll have more opinions as I think about it. I am at some point just going to like sit down with a box of popcorn and just watch all the cutscenes again. Despite everything, I would need to see more like solid text besides his smirk at the end here that Emmett Selk wants to fail. I find that very wishful thinking, and I need to see something to support it. I have a more positive view on Emmett Selk at the end of this. I think that maybe to be honest, a lot of my reactions were people telling me like, no, Emmett Selk is actually like he wants to fail. He's tempered. He knows what he's doing is bad. I categorically disagree. I don't think wants to fail is, I think he found what he was looking for. I also disagree. I don't think this is... It's not until the very end that Constantly stands up tall. True, but then I don't think that's enough. That's cool symbolism. I don't think that's enough to sort of 180 his motivations in a second. Which is why... The problem is that the text kind of supports you here. Because in 5.3... he helps us against Elidibus and stops his own plan from succeeding. So, technically, I think you are correct. I just very strongly dislike that. I think that makes the character worse. But, whatever. Let's go ahead and... I'm sure... my opinions on everything changed over the last, 30 minutes. I am sure my opinions will change more if I looked into it more. What say we, finish Shadowbringers? And yes, before Bryce has a heart attack, I know that talking to this will lose my sprout and that I won't have the XP boost anymore. I don't care. I'm not gonna cock block myself for 3 days to grind up Sage. I will deal with it later. Some say it was beginning and ending. I didn't actually read that. Oh yeah, Emmerich is here, huh? This is Telafroy, but there's nothing we can do to stop them again. Many of the enemy were the noise is largely temporary appeasement with few low primes keep things and guard themselves ventured little and lost less. Tempered slaves, yeah. Carnal Flats faded power history of the realm. The other battle could not shake the feeling that all present were performing for the amusement of Fan Daniel. Nor did his blithe reaction to his latest defeat give me cause to think otherwise. Oh, so you did see that. I can only conclude that. Neat. Alright. Let's finish this off. I trust you all enjoyed a comfortable flight aboard the Pride of the Ishgardian fleet. Lest you worry, the Bonanza has been towed to a nearby location to be retrieved at your convenience. The little oh, thank God. That's cute. You have thought of everything, Lord Emmerich. And may I say how much I appreciated the hospitality you afforded us on the way home. Think nothing of it. Our destination lay in the same direction, and it afforded me the perfect opportunity to learn how my errant friend has been since last he took his leave. Ah, it would seem you have finally found a place to settle down. I merely grew weary of wandering the Far East. Returning to more serious matters. While the Telafori have been driven from Cartano, 'tis like that the bulk of their forces yet remain. On the evidence of the Grand Company of Eorzea's first joint military operation, however, I am confident that we have the potential to meet such threats head-on, even without the aid of you and yours. As such, while our forces keep the Telophoi at bay, I would ask that you apply your talents to the task of neutralizing the towers. A sensible division of labor. While the towers remain, so too will the threats of the lunar primals. Given our expertise in the field of atheology, we are better qualified to find the solution. That we are, especially should it happen to lie beyond the Alliance's dominion. There is a time and place for formal investigations, of course, but certain secrets are wont to hide where only enterprising individuals may venture. I could not agree more. There are none better suited to this task, nor any upon whom I would rather rely. On behalf of the Alliance, I thank you. We look forward to receiving any information you are unable to uncover. And with that, I must take my leave. Should you have need of assistance, pray do not hesitate to ask. Fare you well, my friends. I confess, I had hoped to be able to study the towers more closely, vital as they plainly are to the Telophori's plans. If we can discern their ultimate function, we will be one step closer to understanding our enemy's grand scheme. Should we succeed in neutralizing them, of course, it is all but certain that the Telophoi will mount an all-out invasion. And then it will begin. The one who awaits at the heart of the chaos will come for us. For you. Yet, in the end, our true nemesis may be the calamity to end all calamities. The final days themselves. Yes, all right, Alvino. We need a plan, not portents. As Thancred so eloquently pointed out, we are in a position to seek information from all manners of places. Not least... Charlian. According to Kyle, the Forum may have been more secretive than ever of late. While this may be related to the appearance of the Telophoi, that remains a matter of speculation. But one thing is clear. The Forum is determined to keep us from discovering the truth. Master Fortunal's performance at the lowest stand was enough to convince me of that. The matter beareth further investigation. I do heartily concur. Nor can I think of a more promising place to look for the answers we seek on the matter of the towers. Charlian hath ever been the wellspring of theological knowledge. I care not where we go. Here or there, my lance will be ready. Please have a character motivation, Estinian. And what of you, Dekka? Might you be persuaded to join us? If it means I can have words with that fucking bastard, yeah. Only after I do. If he and his friends in the Forum think we'll leave them alone if they ignore us, they're in for a shock. It appears we are in agreement. We have but to wait for Kyle to secure the necessary permissions. In the meantime, there's a matter I would investigate. Does it involve tall structures? By strange coincidence, it does. At present, I only have a creeping suspicion, but with your help, I would soon find out whether my fears are warranted. He's a simple man who knows what he's about. I hope that's not it. But we'll see how it goes. You've learned the emote shush. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Close enough. Oh, he's a Reaper. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense for him.
Those Eorzeans certainly are a stubborn bunch. Though I suppose you knew that already.
Is this Ishgard?
My plan to redirect the ether from Cartano came to a rather less than satisfactory conclusion. It was, in many respects, an abject failure.
No, this is probably Garlemald. Yeah, it is, okay.
Which does, of course, raise the question of where we are going to procure the requisite amount. The obvious solution would be to draw on resources a little closer to home, though that would require our dreamer to dream a trifle more deeply.
Dreamer?
So be it. The dreamer will not complain.
Then let us begin the preparations at once. With the gateway of the gods complete, all that remains is to gather the necessary ether, and our prize shall be within reach.
Huh.
The time has come to fulfill your heart's desire, my desire! To relieve those wretched creatures of their meaningless existence!
Fandaniel's gonna die by being stabbed in the back by Xenos.
While I await you, I shall drink a sea of souls and gorge myself upon the darkened moon. Then you shall come to me, all roiling rage and rancor.
Cool shot.
And the stars shall bear witness to our final contest.
That sounds like Bahamut 3, doesn't it? I'm sure that's fine. I actually don't recognize where we are right now. I feel like I should. It seems familiar. I don't recognize it.
As I thought. The ethereal currents have been disturbed here too.
Okay, that keeps happening. Should we be surprised at this point? It happens every fucking expansion.
It was the same in Thanalan. Make that every location we surveyed.
And the strength of each current has diminished dramatically. Far more than could be attributed to a natural occurrence.
Try outside the way. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Are the towers themselves acting as primals? Which just, again, we were questioning how exactly...
What tidings bringest thou from Dravania?
We took a number of readings, and noticed that the closer we were to the tower, the lower the etheric density became. In short...
The towers are drawing upon the land's ether, which would explain how they were able to carry out the summonings.
And the towers also have the power of tempering, don't they? Wasn't that established?
Our allies must be informed of this. We should return to the Rising Stones and have Tataru relay our findings to them.
Hear me. Hear me.
Oh, hey!
Hear me. Hear me.
Oh!
Darkness comes. And with it, the end.
Hey everyone, it's Rhea!
The fate of the star is in your hands.
I assume that's an ancient. Cool.
Everything all right back there?
Oh, I just saw God. Chill, honestly. lava. Okay. Christ, that's Shadowbringers. Thus does our final current rise. Your steps to guide what end besides. Man, I wonder what the hype was about, like, Final Fantasy 16 being an MMO must have been around this time. Like, directly referencing the end. Is that it? Am I done? No, I didn't actually finish off Eden. Hi, Calvi, by the way. That's it. What? I still have my Sprout. I'm not in Endwalker yet. Or... Okay, hang on. Let me Google Final Fantasy 14, the next ship to sail. I'm just double checking questline Endwalker main scenario quests. Yes, we are done. I finished Shadowbringers 100%. There we go. Anyway, hi, Calvi. I think you missed me yelling about Emmett Silk for another, like, hour. Endwalker trailer? You know what? It's about as good time as any to end it. Yeah, I'll probably update my Shadowbringers notes, and honestly, I feel less encouraged to even post my Shadowbringers notes now that I know that I missed so much. Calvi, you missed it. I'm missing Shadowbringers notes. I'm missing, like, relatively decent sections of it, and I'm very disappointed. Whatever. Okay. Rip. It was gonna happen at some point. The more detailed my notes, the more I'm willing to bet that I missed stuff before. Oh, I just realized I'm gonna show this off to Calvi real quick because I'm just sad about it and I want to be sad. You know how this expansion I started numbering events. I think I did it in Stormblood too. But here there's 7, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no 8. There's no 9. 10, 11, 12, 13. There's no 14, 15. And I'm pretty confident it's not because I just skipped numbers. I'm pretty confident that I just flat out forgot to write stuff. Which, oh well, I'm honestly pretty broken up about it. But what say we go ahead and watch a trailer. This is finally the right hang on, wait. I want to see all the title screens actually. So we have, I'm not going to watch all the trailers, but I'm going to skip this. So that's the Realm Reborn title screen, which I remember for some reason. I swear that it was like this when I was in the free trial. We have the Heavensward title screen. Just a symbol in the background, but it works. It's cool. We have the Stormblood title screen. I'm honestly more sad now that I never got to actually enjoy any of these title screens because it just defaulted to the Endwalker title screen. That was kind of sad. I wish they adjusted the title screen based on where you were in the MSQ, but whatever. Shadowbringers title screen, which I've seen like maybe once. That's a sick title screen. Alright. Who's ready for a trailer? I'll keep my reaction on screen for it, it doesn't matter. Alright, Endwalker. Alright, I wasn't expecting grunge, but I'm into it. Oh, wow. Oh, thank God, she's getting a new outfit. Oh, thank God.
You know. And I've had enough of this rabble. Come on!
As the chaos spread, the star seemed doomed to unravel, and yet... there were those who stood in defiance of that fate. It's all or nothing.
Oh!
You took your time. 'Tis as we feared. The respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh.
Oh? Characters. What characters are here? Okay, makes sense.
This star still has secrets to tell. Take care, my friend.
So, Charlian would keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin.
It would. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Really wish the audio bouncing was better there. Okay. Impressions. I don't actually know where the area is gonna... I forget. They have like 6 new areas per expansion, I believe. There were a lot of areas shown there. There was one island in like the middle of the map, which I didn't recognize. Obviously there's going to be a new thing in Charlia. I don't know if Garlemald is going to be its own zone. I still don't know how the moon is involved. They keep showing shit on the moon, but I don't actually know how they're going to be involved. Maybe the moon is Zodiac, for all I know. It would kind of fit thematically, if be a little bit weird and disappointing. Okay. Yeah, I don't actually know what the fuck is gonna go on in Endwalker, which feels weird. I don't know what the stakes are. It doesn't really make sense to me to call it the final days. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me that that's what Fandaniel would want. I guess it is. Yeah. Overall, what to anticipate? Well, I know we're going to Charlia. That will be cool. Their isolationism isn't something that I inherently reject. I got mad during the cutscene earlier with their dad and called it bad writing, but it's possible it's very good writing. I have to wait to see what they do with it. Something weird is going on, and whether or not it's good or bad writing entirely depends on whether or not they executed on it well, because I have no idea what's going on with Charlian. Something very weird about this cutscene. It is so weird to look at all the characters I know, because in game they all have preset faces, and in cutscenes they all have bespoke sculpted faces that make them look completely different, and it is really throwing me off. Okay, when next I play, Sage. We have 1 or 2 streams left before we actually start Endwalker, where I unlock and level up Sage. Thancred was like the face that made me like realize the problem with it, yeah. I don't hate it. It was just like a shock. It almost makes me wish I would watch a Final Fantasy XIV movie, to be honest. They make so many movies, and like Final Fantasy VII has like 3 movies or some shit. I would watch a Final Fantasy XIV movie. That would be sick. There is one, isn't there? Is that why you're... They made a movie? Did they? I'm so curious. Final Fantasy XIV movie. Dawn Trail trailer, Rising Phoenix, Brave Father Online. What is Brave Father Online? Comedy drama film based on Final Fantasy. No, this is definitely not the movie or whatever you're talking about. What are you talking about? Spirits Within. Spirits Within. Oh, yeah, no. I meant I would watch a movie set in the Final Fantasy XIV world. I know that there were Final Fantasy movies, and I'm also very aware that they were not good. But I would be curious. Especially with 23 odd years of story progression. Alright, if I hear Tales of Lost again, I'm gonna lose my mind. Is it? Oh my god, I need to go to bed so badly. Let's go with Greg. I'm just gonna do this so that doesn't do stuff. I want to raid Greg. Greg is a good egg. I like Spirits Within. I don't have any opinions on it because I never watched it. But I know that it's not regarded well, at least. So, eh. Yeah. Alright, I basically spent the last, like, hour ranting about Shadowbringers. God, didn't I finish the story at, like, 11 and it's 12:15 now? Yeah. I don't have a lot to say at this point. I'm very sleepy, and I'm going to go get sleep. Next stream is unlocking and leveling up Sage. That should be on Friday. That will probably be on Friday. And then Saturday will probably be starting Endwalker. All stuff is pending, of course. The important thing is I know I'm not streaming tomorrow. But go tell Greg that they are a good egg. Yeah. Oh, they're playing Paper Mario. Cool. Go enjoy Paper Mario. And I will see y'all inevitably in arguments, in Discords, and all that other good stuff until I stream again. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. And if you're still here, I will argue with you. Fight me. I will argue with you on purpose. Goodbye, everybody.
Heck.
Heck.